Happy Halloween, Steeler Nation. My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. Today, it is the Trade Rumor Day show. So pretty much tomorrow, NFL trade deadline, we got to go over the trade news, guys. I know some of you are kind of sick of all the trade talk lately, but today we got to hit it. We got to hit the trade rumors today. So without further ado, let's just get right into today's action. And it starts with a report yesterday from Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, and NFL.com, detailing that the Steelers aren't expected to be sellers this trade cycle, which is kind of surprising because the team is 2-6. You know, you would think that maybe they'd be looking to sell some players to get some additional draft capital, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And it looks like Chase Claypool is actually going to be staying put. It seems like the Steelers are asking for a lot more than teams are willing to dish out for him. So at the end of the day, it looks like Chase Claypool is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler at least for the end of the 2022 season. And my thoughts on this is, you know, if we're not selling, we might as well buy. You know, we might as well look for players, target some players, even if it's just to get depth at some positions. Now, I do want to be wary of the draft capital that we have. Obviously, a rebuild, you need draft capital to successfully rebuild in the National Football League. But if there's an opportunity to get a good, solid veteran at a good price, I'm not going to say no to that at all. But before we get into two guys that we could sell and then 4 guys that we could buy, I want you to go subscribe to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. Right now we have free and daily Steelers content here on the channel. And with the Steelers rebuilding, we're going to be doing a lot more draft stuff coming up. We got trade deadline stuff here still early in the week. Hopefully the Steelers can make a trade this week. So if you want to get notified of every single time there's big news for the Steelers, go subscribe to the channel. And then once we hit 19K subscribers, I think we're about 400 subscribers away right now from hitting that mark, I will wear a Terry Bradshaw bald cap here on Steelers Talk for an entire episode. So if you want to see that happen, click that big red button right now and subscribe to the channel. Now, the first trade candidate here is the selling one. So Mason Rudolph, CBS.com, gave all 32 NFL teams one player to either buy or sell during the trade deadline, and they picked Rudolph or Trubisky for the Steelers. They actually named Rudolph by name, but they also mentioned Trubisky. And there are some QB-needy teams right now, like Indianapolis. They're starting Sam Ehlinger. Tennessee with Malik Willis completing 6 passes last week, and Ryan Tannehill's still hurt. Maybe they would be willing to go and maybe trade like a 6th or 7th round draft pick for Mason Rudolph or Mitchell Trubisky. And my thoughts on this, guys, is if someone's willing to buy them, I'm willing to sell them. I'm willing to make a deal here for either Rudolph or Trubisky. I would rather send away Trubisky because of the 2 years he still has left on his deal, and he's going to be making quite a bit of money next year, so offloading that contract might be nice. But let me know in the comments, guys, who would you rather see traded? Mitchell Trubisky type T or Mason Rudolph type R? This is the pinned comment for today's video. So when there's an ad break, it's a perfect time to go into the comment section and give us your answer. All right, now let's get into the guys I think that we could potentially target over the next 24 hours to try to trade for. Number 1 is Kendall Fuller, cornerback from the Washington Commanders. Now, we've talked about William Jackson III on the show before, but apparently the Commanders are willing to deal Kendall Fuller as well. Right now, the Commanders, let's just say, I mean, they're 500 right now, but they're not very good. So at the end of the day, they might be willing to get rid of Fuller here. He still has 2 years left on his deal. He's making less money than William Jackson III, and he's grading better than him. So I think he's a better quality corner than William Jackson. And William Jackson, I mean, you guys know me. I wouldn't mind trading for William Jackson. Mike Tomlin wanted to draft William Jackson coming out of college, but Kendall Fuller has consistently graded as one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League his entire career. He's having a bit of a down year this year, but he's still relatively young. I think it's about $11 million is his contract right now, his base salary. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But, you know, at the end of the day, this guy's a really quality player, and we know the Steelers need quality cornerbacks. Right now it's James Pierre, who's fine, but Akella Witherspoon's terrible. Levi Wallace is terrible. Mollett has been terrible. So the Steelers need to load up on good quality cornerbacks, and I mean, Fuller could be the guy. I say target Fuller, but don't overpay for him. At the end of the day, we are rebuilding, so don't trade a top 3 draft pick for him. But if Washington's willing to give one of the best cornerbacks in football when he's good for a 4th-round pick, I'm going to take that deal all day long. Now, guys, I mean, taking Fuller would be a bet, but it wouldn't be as much of a risk as if you don't take advantage of this incredible deal from BetUS. They are offering you a 125% deposit bonus, which means if you put a deposit down of $100 to $600, they're going to give you 125% of that money back to you to use on your bets. You got to use the promo code Steelers125 at chatsports.com/bet to get the deal. This is the perfect time, Halloween and October, and I mean, all the sports are going on right now. Hockey, basketball, football, basketball, everything's going on right now. So it's the perfect time to be a sports bettor. So this is the perfect time to take advantage of this deal right now. Put promo code in Steelers125 at chatsports.com/bet. The second guy on my list today is Shaq Thompson, linebacker from Carolina. And I'm a big fan of Shaq Thompson. I think he's one of the best versatile linebackers in the game today. He plays the run extremely well. One of the best run defending linebackers in football right now. He's big, he's fast, he can go out in pass coverage. Anything you want Shaq Thompson to do, he can do it. And he still has another year left on his contract. Now, he is pricey. All right, he gets up into the $20 million per year after this season, so he's pretty pricey for a rebuilding team, especially at a position like linebacker. But Lord knows the Steelers need help at the linebacker position right now. Devin Bush is not very good. He's been much better than he was last year, but man, Myles Jack has been fine, but Devin Bush needs to go. Robert Spillane is not the answer. And if you can put Shaq Thompson next to Myles Jack in the inside linebacker spot for the Steelers, this defense is going to get a lot better, a lot quicker. And if Carolina is willing to deal him for a 4th-round pick, I'm going to take that deal all day long. Now, will they do that? I don't know. We'll have to see. But at the end of the day, I would love to see Shaq Thompson in the black and gold. All right, guys, this is the part in the show where I ask you guys to go follow me on Twitter for a shout-out on the show. I am at Jack_Sperry. Let's do today's daily shout-outs. To Dis Money, thank you so much, man, for the follow. Jeff Piper Jr., Pitt Guy, Matthew, thank you guys so much. Logan Pickens, love that. LG Wad 3, thank you so much. Kane Forrest 34, Dre Day, Matty Steeler, love that. I think he's at Acrisure Stadium right there. That's awesome. And then Zany111. Thank you guys so much for the follow on Twitter. If you want to get a shout out on the next show here on Steelers Talk, give me a follow at Jack_Sperry. Number 3 on my list is Josh Uche, outside linebacker / edge rusher from New England. Now, Uche, he was drafted pretty high here. He was drafted as kind of like a high upside, athletically gifted type of dude, but he hasn't really put it all together in the league quite yet. He's still on his rookie deal with another year left, and he could provide the Steelers some much-needed depth at edge rusher. I know we're getting T.J. Watt back coming out of the bye, and Alex Highsmith is pretty decent. Those are locked-in starters, no question about it. But right now, Malik Reed has been awful. Straight garbage for the entire season. We need a third edge rusher, and Josh Uche could fit that bill because he can play that 3-4 defense just perfectly. He can go out in coverage. He's fast. He's athletic, and he still has that high upside, and he's still very young and on that rookie deal. So I wouldn't mind trading like a 7th-round pick for this dude. It wouldn't be the worst trade in the world, in my opinion, but would you trade that 7th-round pick for Josh Uche to get a pretty darn good third edge rusher for this team? Type Y for yes or type N for no if you want to keep that 7th-round pick. And last on my list is Isaiah Wynn, also from the Patriots. We have talked about Isaiah Wynn here on the program before. He's an excellent run blocker. He's a potential left tackle of the future for whatever team that he's on. Right now, he's actually not playing a whole lot because he hasn't played very well so far this year, but he's still very young. And at the end of the day, that potential, if the Patriots would be willing to trade this guy to the Steelers for like a 5th-round pick or something for a potential first round or potential left tackle of the future. I mean, that's a risk I would almost be willing to take. Dan Moore Jr. has been okay, but Lord knows the Steelers need some run blocking dudes, and this guy's one of the best run blockers in the National Football League. I wouldn't mind to see this guy in black and gold whatsoever. So what pick, if any, would you be willing to trade for Isaiah Wynn, a potential left tackle of the future? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or none if you think that we're fine on the offensive line and we wouldn't want to trade for Isaiah Wynn no matter what the Steelers or whatever the Patriots would give up for him. So today's Halloween. I hope you guys are planning to be responsible tonight, but maybe not too responsible. It is Halloween, for God's sakes. Go out, have fun tonight. You guys are the best fans in the world. I appreciate the heck out of you. Until next time, guys, my name is Jack Sperry. This has been Steelers Talk. Peace, guys.